Hey everyone, and welcome back to the show. So happy to have you here with us today.
Hello, hello. We are so glad you're listening. Whether you're on a bus, cooking dinner, or just relaxing, you're in the right place.
Alice, I have a question for you. A big one.
Ooh, I love big questions. Hit me.
How many languages do you speak?
1.5? I studied French in school, but I can only order a croissant and say, I don't understand.
That's still something. But today, we're talking about people who speak 3, 4, even 5 languages, and the surprising question of whether that always helps them in school.
Wait, speaking more languages doesn't always help? That sounds backwards.
That's exactly what today's reading passage is about. It's called, How Could Multilingualism Benefit India's Poorest Schoolchildren?
Ooh, that title makes me think. So India is a country with tons of languages, right? I'm guessing the article will talk about kids who speak one language at home but get taught in a different one at school. That must be really confusing.
Great guess. It could also explore whether teaching in English, which many kids don't speak at home, actually helps or hurts them. And maybe there's a big research project in there too.
And probably some surprising findings about kids from poor areas. I bet there's a twist.
Let's find out. Here's what we'll do today. In Part 1, we read the passage together, slowly. In Part 2, we learn 8 key reading skills. In Part 3, we do a quick review, and in Part 4, we practice with real questions.
4 parts, 8 skills, and a lot of languages. I'm ready.
Let's start. Okay, welcome to Part 1. This is the reading passage. The title is, How Could Multilingualism Benefit India's Poorest Schoolchildren?
Don't worry about the title yet. We will explain everything as we go.
I will read each paragraph slowly. After each paragraph, Alice will explain the main idea in simple English, B1 or B2 level. Then we move on.
Think of it like a friendly audiobook. Just relax, listen, and let the ideas come to you. Ready? Let's read.
The crowded streets of Delhi teem with life. Stop and listen, and you'll hear a multitude of languages, as more than 20 million people go about their daily lives. Many were born here, and many millions more have recently made India's capital their home, having moved from surrounding neighborhoods, cities, and states, often hoping to gain better jobs and a better life. Some arrive speaking fluent Hindi, but many arrive speaking any number of India's 22 officially recognized languages.
Okay, let me unpack that. Delhi is a huge, busy city. Over 20 million people live there. And here's the key idea. Lots of people have moved there from other places. They come to find better jobs and a better life. And they bring their own languages with them. So the city is full of different languages.
One important phrase, a multitude of. That's a fancy way of saying a very large number of. So a multitude of languages means a huge number of languages.
A multitude. Many, many, many. Say it with me. A multitude. You know, this reminds me of my cousin who moved to London from a small town. She said she heard more languages in one bus ride than she'd heard in her whole life back home. Cities really are language soup, aren't they?
They really are. Okay, let's keep going. Just like last, listen, but don't worry. We'll explain this after. A team of researchers, led by Professor Ayanthi Timpley of Cambridge University, is working on a project collecting data on 1,000 primary-age children in Delhi and the cities of Hyderabad and Bihar. The main aim of the 4-year project is to find out why, in a country where multilingualism is so common, the many benefits of speaking more than one language do not apply to many of India's schoolchildren.
Okay, this is the heart of the passage. A professor is running a big research project, 4 years, 1,000 kids. And the big question is, in India, lots of people speak many languages. In Europe, speaking many languages helps kids do well in school. But in India, it doesn't seem to help. Why? That's what they want to find out.
2 important words here. Primary age. That means children in primary school, so roughly ages 6 to 11. And multilingualism. That's the ability to speak multiple languages.
So, quick recap. Paragraph A showed us the city full of languages. Paragraph B introduces the big research question. Got it. What's next?
Each year across India, 600,000 children are tested, and year after year, over 50% of children in Standard 5, 10-year-olds, cannot read a Standard 2 task fluently. Just under 50% cannot solve a Standard 2 subtraction task. Low educational achievement can lead to many students dropping out of school, a problem that affects female students most.
Okay, so this is the problem. The numbers are big, 600,000 kids tested every year, and the results are worrying. More than half of 10-year-olds can't read at a 7-year-old level. Nearly half can't do a basic subtraction problem. And because of this, many kids, especially girls, drop out of school.
Dropping out means leaving school before finishing. Disproportionately means more than you would expect, so the problem affects girls more than boys.
Quick question for you. No pressure. Just think about it. Is the problem in paragraph C about reading or about maths? Or both? It's both, reading and maths. If you got that, nice one.
Tim Seepley and her colleagues are investigating whether these low learning outcomes could be caused by an Indian school system where the language that children are taught in often differs from the language used at home. Many of the children have moved from remote, rural areas to urban areas. They are so poor they have to live in slums, and as a result of migration, they may speak languages that are different from the regional language.
Okay, this is a key idea. So imagine this. A child grows up speaking language X at home. Then they go to school, and the teacher speaks language Y. That's a big mismatch. And this happens a lot in India, especially with kids who moved from the countryside to the city. They speak their home language, but school is in a different language.
Remote means far away, difficult to reach. Slums are very poor, crowded areas in cities. Migration is the act of moving from one place to another.
Imagine being 7 years old, starting school, and not understanding the teacher at all. That would be so hard. No wonder kids fall behind.
Exactly. That's the heart of the problem this research is trying to understand. Having already tested 1,000 children, the researchers will now retest them. They intend to look not only at test results, but also at variables such as the standard of schooling, the environment, and the teaching practices themselves. It's possible that one of the causes of low performance is the lack of pupil-centered teaching methods. In many Indian primary schools, the teacher dominates, and there is little room for independent learning.
Okay, so the researchers are looking deeper now. It's not just about test scores. They're also looking at what are the schools like? What's the environment? How do teachers teach? And here's an interesting idea. Maybe the problem is that in many Indian schools, the teacher talks and the kids just listen. There's not much room for kids to learn by themselves. That's called pupil-centered learning, where the student is the center, not the teacher.
Pupil means student. Pupil-centered means the teaching is focused on the student's needs, and dominates means the teacher controls everything.
So we've got the problem, kids falling behind, the possible cause, language mismatch, and now another possible cause, teaching style. This is getting interesting.
Although the findings are at a preliminary stage, Tim Seepley and her team have found that the medium of instruction used in schools, especially English, may hold back those children who have little familiarity with the language before starting school. According to Tim Seepley, most of the evidence shows that English instruction for children from low socioeconomic areas might not be the best way for them to learn, at least in the first 3 years of primary education.
Okay, so here's a big finding. The language used to teach, the medium of instruction, is really important, and especially English. If a poor child has never heard English at home, and then suddenly the whole school day is in English, that child is going to struggle. The research suggests that teaching poor kids in English, at least for the first 3 years, might not be the best idea.
Preliminary means early, not final. Medium of instruction is the language used to teach, and socioeconomic refers to a person's social class and income level.
So it's not that English is bad, it's that starting with English too early when kids don't know it at all can hold them back. That makes so much sense.
What we would recommend for everyone would be to start learning in the language they feel comfortable learning in. English can still be used, but perhaps not as the medium of instruction in primary schools. It could be one of the subjects taught alongside other subjects. We are not suggesting that English be withdrawn, that ship has sailed, but we perhaps have to think more about learner needs.
Okay, so Tim Seepley is saying start with the language kids feel comfortable in. English can still be taught, but as a subject, not as the language for everything. And here's a fun phrase, that ship has sailed. That means it's too late to change that decision. English is everywhere now. We can't just remove it, but we can change how we use it.
Withdrawn means taken away or removed, and that ship has sailed is a great idiom. It means the opportunity to change something is gone.
Say it with me. That ship has sailed. I love that phrase. It's like when I wanted to learn piano at 30 and my friend said, Alice, that ship has sailed. But honestly, I think you can always learn something new. Maybe that ship hasn't sailed. It's just parked.
Haha, I like that attitude. Okay, let's keep going. While the preliminary results show there is no difference in general intelligence among boys and girls from slum areas versus those from urban poor backgrounds, an unanticipated finding has been that children from slum backgrounds do not seem to lag behind children from other urban poor backgrounds, and in some cases, outperform them in numeracy and literacy tasks. This unexpected finding may be down to the life experiences of children growing up in slums. They are likely to mature faster and come into closer contact with the numeracy skills essential for day-to-day survival.
Okay, this is the twist. The researchers expected slum kids to do worse, but actually, they don't. In some tests, slum kids actually do better than other poor city kids. Why? Maybe because living in a slum makes you grow up faster. Kids learn math skills from real life, like counting money, buying food, surviving day to day. So their life experience helps them in school.
Unanticipated means not expected, surprising. Lag behind means to fall behind, to be slower. And outperform means to do better than.
That is so interesting. It's like the street is their classroom. They learn numbers from real life, not just from books.
The project has already caught the attention of government ministers, who are keen to use the findings to inform and adjust school policy. Our findings don't mean you're doomed if you're poor. It may be that these low learning outcomes are because of the way education is provided in India, with a huge focus on Hindi and English, to the potential detriment of children unfamiliar with those languages, explains Tim Seepley.
Okay, the last paragraph. The government is paying attention. And here's the key message. Just because you're poor doesn't mean you're doomed. The problem might not be the kids. It might be the system. If schools focus too much on Hindi and English, kids who don't speak those languages at home get left behind.
Doomed means certain to fail or be destroyed. Detriment means harm or damage. So, to the detriment of children means it harms the children.
So the message is hopeful. Change the system. Don't blame the kids.
Okay, that is the full passage, 9 paragraphs. Let's quickly remember the structure.
Paragraph A, the city, full of languages. So that was our reading passage. How did you feel? Did you catch most of it?
If you didn't catch everything, that is completely normal. The goal was never to understand every single word. The goal was just to get the general shape of each paragraph.
The city, the problem, the causes, the surprise finding, and the hope for change. That's the shape of the passage.
And now we are going to learn the 8 skills that help you read any passage like this faster and more confidently. Let's go to part 2.
Welcome to part 2. This is the main part of today's episode, the 8 reading skills.
8 skills you can use in your next IELTS exam, or even in everyday English reading. Are you ready?
Let's begin with skill 1.
Okay, skill number 1, David?
Skill number 1, David?
Skill number 1, skim the whole passage first before you read carefully.
Skim? You mean read it fast?
Yes, very fast. Don't stop for difficult words. Just get the general idea of each paragraph.
So for our passage, what's the general idea?
The city, the problem, the causes, the surprise, the hope. That's the shape.
Oh, so I don't need to understand every detail at first. I just need the skeleton.
Exactly. And once you know the skeleton, finding answers becomes much faster.
Why does that help so much?
Because when a question asks about a problem, you already know that's probably in paragraph C. You don't need to search the whole text.
That makes so much sense. I always used to read the whole thing word by word. No more.
Here is a tip. When you skim, only read the first sentence of each paragraph. That sentence usually tells you what the paragraph is about.
Say this with me. Skim first.
Skill number 2. Always read the questions first before you scan for answers.
Wait, isn't that obvious?
You'd think so, but many students start reading the passage in detail before they even know what they're looking for.
Ah, so they waste time reading things they don't need.
Exactly. If the question asks about the main aim of the research, you already know which words to look for.
So the question guides the reading, not the other way around.
Perfectly said. The question is your map. Read the map before you start walking.
The question is your map. Say it with me. The question is your map. Okay, skill 3.
Scan for keywords. Don't read every word. Let your eyes jump to the important ones.
What counts as a keyword?
Names, numbers, dates, and unusual words. For example, in our passage, Delhi, 1,000, 50%, Chimply.
So if a question asks about specific cities, I just scan for capital letters?
Exactly. Your eyes move down the page quickly, like a camera looking for the important things.
Like a camera. My eyes are a camera. I love that.
Numbers and dates are always easy to spot. If a question mentions 50%, your eyes will find it very quickly.
All right, quick pit stop. So far, we've got skim first, questions are your map, and now eyes like a camera for keywords. 3 down, 5 to go.
Skill 4 is a really useful one. Watch for paraphrasing.
What do you mean by paraphrasing?
The question will almost never use the exact same words as the passage. It will use synonyms instead.
Can you give me an example from our passage?
Sure. The passage says the main aim of the 4-year project. A question might say the primary objective of the research.
Oh, main aim becomes primary objective.
Exactly. Same meaning, different words.
That sounds hard.
It gets easier with practice, honestly. The skill is simply don't look for the same words, look for the same meaning.
Say that again, David. I want to remember it.
Don't look for the same words, look for the same meaning.
Don't look for the same words, look for the same meaning. Say it with me. Skill 5.
Find the topic sentence. Usually, the first sentence of a paragraph tells you what the whole paragraph is about.
So in paragraph C, the first sentence talks about 600,000 children being tested.
Right. So immediately, you know, this paragraph is about the problem, the test results.
So I don't need to read the whole paragraph carefully unless the question is about test results?
Exactly right. The topic sentence is like a sign on a door. It tells you what is inside before you open the door.
Let's practice. Listen to this first sentence. What is the paragraph about?
While the preliminary results show there is no difference in general intelligence among boys and girls from slum areas versus those from urban poor backgrounds, an unanticipated finding has been that children from slum backgrounds do not seem to lag behind.
That paragraph is about a surprising finding. Slum kids doing better than expected. That's paragraph H. Did you get it right?
Skill 6 is the one that trips learners up the most, but it's really just a small logic puzzle. Yes, no, not given questions.
Oh no, I always get confused with not given.
Everyone does it first. Here is the key difference. Yes means the passage says the same thing as the statement.
So not given does not mean no. It just means the passage is silent, no information.
Exactly. The passage is silent. Say it with me. The passage is silent. And here's a little trick this question type likes to play. Sometimes the statement says all or always, but the passage only talks about some. That's usually a no. The statement went too far.
Ooh, so watch out for words like all, every, always, never. Good tip.
Okay, let me test you. Here's a statement. The researchers are investigating whether low learning outcomes could be caused by a language mismatch between home and school.
The passage says exactly that in paragraph D, investigating whether these low learning outcomes could be caused by an Indian school system where the language taught differs from the language used at home. So that is yes.
Correct. Now try this one. Timpley had trouble convincing female students to join the study.
The passage mentions that dropping out affects female students most, but it never says anything about Timpley having trouble recruiting girls for the study. So the answer is not given. The passage is silent about that.
Perfect. You just used skill 6 correctly.
Skill 7?
Manage your time. If one question is taking too long, skip it and come back later.
But isn't it bad to leave a question unanswered?
It's worse to spend 5 minutes on one hard question and lose time for 5 easy ones.
Oh, so one hard question can cost you many easy points.
Exactly. Always guess something, mark it, and move on. You can come back at the end if you have time.
A good rule of thumb, roughly 1.5 minutes per question. If you're still stuck after that, move on and come back later.
And our last skill, skill 8, guess unknown words from context. You will never know every word, and that is completely normal.
Oh, that is so good to hear.
For example, imagine you don't know the word multilingualism in our passage. But the sentence talks about people speaking many languages and about the benefits of speaking more than one language.
So I can guess. Multilingualism must mean speaking multiple languages. I don't need the exact definition, I just need enough to answer the question.
Exactly. Context is the words around the unknown word. Use those words as clues. Say this with me. Use context clues.
And that is skill 8. And all 8 skills done.
Wow, 8 skills. That was a lot. But I feel much more confident now.
You should. These are real, practical skills that every good IELTS reader uses.
And the important thing is, these skills work together. Skim, read the questions, scan for keywords, watch for paraphrasing, topic sentence, yes, no, not given, time management, context clues. They are a team.
All 8 working together. Let's go review them quickly.
Before we move on to part 3, David, where can students practice these reading logic skills?
Definitely check out IELTSlogic.com. It offers full reading passage breakdowns, listening practice, and speaking logic chain training.
That's awesome! Built by system architects to sharpen your analytical thinking. Visit IELTSlogic.com today.
Welcome to part 3. Quick review, no pressure, just a fun recap. I'm going to quiz you, Alice. I'll say the skill number, you say the skill name. Ready?
Ready. I will remember all 8. Watch me.
Okay, skill number 1. What do we do first?
Read every word very carefully?
No, that's the opposite. Skim first. Get the big picture.
Right. Skim first. I knew that.
Okay, skill 2.
Read the questions before you scan.
Good. And what's the little phrase for that?
The question is your map.
Exactly. Now, skill 3. How do your eyes move?
Like a camera, scanning for keywords, names, numbers, dates.
Nice. Skill 4.
Watch for paraphrasing. Don't look for the same words, look for the same meaning.
Beautiful. Skill 5.
Find the topic sentence, like a sign on a door.
You're on fire. Skill 6.
Yes, no, not given. And remember, the passage is silent.
That's right. Skill 7.
Manage your time. Don't get stuck on one question.
And skill 8.
Guess unknown words from context. Use context clues.
8 skills. I think you got them all this time.
8 skills. I think I got them all this time.
Well, almost. You nearly said read every word at the start.
That one doesn't count. I was warming up.
Now, if you feel like it, try saying all 8 out loud yourself. No pressure. Even remembering 4 or 5 is great.
However you did, that is genuine progress. 8 skills reviewed, quickly and clearly.
Remember, you don't need to memorize the names. You need to do them. Skills are actions, not words. Alice, a quick reminder for our listeners before we head into part 4.
Yes, for complete reading sentence analysis, synonym replacements, and solution pathways, head over to IELTSlogic.com.
It's designed by IELTS experts to help you build clear logic. Check out IELTSlogic.com and boost your score.
Now, the most important part, putting the skills into action. Let's go to part 4.
Welcome to part 4, practice time. We are going to use our passage about multilingualism in India. Remember, the one about the city, the problem, the causes, and the surprise finding. And I will ask you real exam-style questions.
Try to answer before we give you the answer, if you can. Say it out loud if you like. No pressure, though. Just listening carefully works too.
After each question, we pause. Then we go back to the passage, look at the exact line, and explain the answer.
Okay, let's start with the summary completion questions. This is a gap fill summary. I'll read the summary, and you need to choose the correct word from the list. Let's begin with question 14.
The city of Delhi has a dense population, and as you walk through its streets, you hear people speaking a variety of languages.
So the summary says Delhi has a dense population. Let's go back to paragraph A. The passage says more than 20 million people go about their daily lives. 20 million people. That's a huge number of people in one city. So the answer is dense population, meaning lots of people packed together. That's option I.
Exactly. And notice, the passage doesn't say the words dense population. It says 20 million people. That's our paraphrasing skill at work. Same idea, different words.
Okay, question 15. Some of them have spent their entire life in Delhi, while others are new immigrants.
Let's go back to paragraph A again. The passage says many millions more have recently made India's capital their home. These are people who just arrived. They're new to the city, so the answer is new immigrants, option J.
An immigrant is someone who moves to a new country or city to live there. So new immigrants are people who have just moved in. Nice one.
Question 16. Whether they have come from a nearby district or have traveled from the other side of India.
Let's go back to paragraph A. The passage says people moved from surrounding neighborhoods, cities, and states. Surrounding means close by, nearby. So the answer is nearby district, option H.
And notice the structure. The summary says from a nearby district or from the other side of India. The passage talks about people moving from nearby places and from far away. So nearby district matches surrounding neighborhoods, cities, and states.
Question 17. They have all come in search of things such as improved employment opportunities.